Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video. Today we're gonna take a quick look at the new Audi A3 Sportback, and this time it's a 2021 model here with some updated things, and also this time we don't have the S-Line trim, we have a more let's say a regular advanced plus trim, which actually looks surprisingly good in my opinion. So I do have the new key here. When you unlock it, you do have the dynamic indicators and LED lights at the back with the very nice signature. And I say that this trim is surprisingly good looking, I think, because you do have this very sporty rear bumper as well as on the front one, which I'll show you in a moment. Side view 4 meters 34. This car does have this optional wheels and they actually look very nice. These are the 18-inch wheels, as you can see here, and they do suit the car, especially with this color, and they give the car that clean look and clean appearance. So you see S-Line would get the badge here and more aggressive style of the front bumper, but here we do have actually a very nice front, I would say. And I'm gonna turn this view so you see it better. Now we do have a bit different front bumpers. So here you don't have the larger inlets, you have the smaller ones, of course, fake ones, and they are in the same color as the body of the car. So this all looks pretty clean. LED lights, which do come as standard on this car, and then optionally you can get the matrix LEDs. They have the different lighting signature in that case, but this I believe looks very nice. I'm surprised by the looks of this thing on the front, massive single frame grille. Optionally, you could get the black pack so that you have this in gloss black as well as some other elements. But yeah, tell me in your comments, what do you think about the design of this thing from the side? And let me actually go through the specs before we move on. So this is the model 30 TDI 116 horsepower diesel. So base diesel, this is the price with all the options. As you can see, we do have these 18-inch wheels as an option, and ambient lights plus package, and some other elements. But yeah, I think this does look nice. And let me once again go from this angle and show you the rear of the car. Tell me in your comments what are your thoughts. And now let's check out the trunk space. So manually, of course, and we are rated with 380 liters, exactly the same as on the new Golf. And then here you have the spare wheel, tire repair kit, and actually the kit for changing the wheel, not the tire repair kit. And then here are your extra storage, spaces on both sides, and then some hooks for your shopping bags. Of course, you can fold the seats, and then you get the flat bottom and even more space. And then when you turn on the lights, this illuminates as well. Now at the back, unfortunately, yes, we do have the case of sort of like the fake exhaust, but maybe we shouldn't even call this a fake exhaust. So yeah, that's about it. 30 TDI, here is the model name. You can have it or you can delete that when you are speccing the car. And now it is time to check out the interior of this thing. So you are greeted with aluminum part that goes all the way to the door handle, which is sort of like in reversed way. I do love this styling. Unlock and lock buttons, and then here some cloth, rather good, and then the switches for your windows and mirrors. Door pocket, solid size. Now this car of course doesn't have the S-Line interior, so this is pretty basic, but look at this, you see the digitalization, because this car does have those things as standard, so that's always nice to see. And let's actually jump here and let me show you what do we have here. So close the door. I do love this element. Look how the air vents are made. There will be a lot of comments about these air vents, but personally I am a big fan. Let me go to this kind of view so you see it better. Now we do have the standard steering wheel. It's kind of old school one, but I do love this buttons, the physical ones, and yeah, personally I am a fan of those compared to, for example, new Volkswagen models which have the touch sensitive buttons. I believe this is a better option. Now the air vents, when you look them from this angle, they do look out of place, but look, when you are looking from driver's perspective, this is actually very cool because they are symmetrical and they remind me of Lamborghini Urus actually. So yeah, then your light switches are here, as you can see. You change those by pressing this, then the fog lights front and rear as well. And this is the main 10.1 inch screen, and both of these screens are standard. So you have the 10.25 inch screen in front of us, and then here you have the 10.1 inch screen. You can optionally get the Digital Cockpit Plus, which gets you better views and stuff like that, because here you can only configure the things here inside, but on that one you could also change the views, have navigation in front of you, stuff like that. So this comes as standard, but you don't get some of the features. For example, you see that here we don't have the navigation, but it looks cool, and it's nice to have a big screen on the base model. I think that's a big plus from me, because often these days, car manufacturers don't offer 10.1 inch on the base trim. And then the switches for your AC are really cool, because you see this is for adjusting the air blower, and then this is the temperature. So all very simple, all very nice. I do love this clicking sound, so satisfying. Tell me in your comments, how do you like those? And this car also has the heated seats, those are an option. And yeah, max blow. Then moving on, these are your shortcuts as well. So drive select mode, you can choose between different driving modes: comfort, auto, dynamic, and individual. Let's see what can we configure here. So drive system and steering. Of course, if you go for the optional DCC dynamic chassis control, then you can adjust the stiffness of the dampers themselves. So then the drive modes would make more sense. And also, if you have the automatic S-tronic, then it would also make more sense, because then you change the principle of work for the transmission as well when you change the modes themselves. Moving on, traction control off, then the start stop off. That's good to have on the button. Hazard lights, clicking sound is a nice one. Then here is some other switches for the sensors and steering. And then here you have the wireless charger for your phone and two USB-C ports. Now I used to say that I would love to have USB-A port, but now when I got the new iPhone, which I'm currently filming with, I do love these USB-C ports. Start, stop, and start engine button actually. And then here is the interesting thing. So this button is for adjusting the track or this radio station, but also for adjusting the volume. So this is how you turn it down, but if you go on the right, then you can turn up the volume. And yeah, that's convenient to have. Also the passenger can access it very easily. Then the 6-speed manual. I do love seeing manuals on new cars, not often you see them, and this one is very good. I actually drove this one with different engine, but the transmission was the same, and it's a really good one. Real pleasure to drive it. Electronic parking brake, then the 12-volt power outlet, two cup holders. Unfortunately here we don't have the roller. I'm not a big fan of that. Not sure I quite like this part then. And then the armrest is extendable, which is nice. And here you have some additional storage space, but not that huge. Let's see this. So we do have the carpeting inside. And yeah, well, that was the interior in terms of the design. Now let's focus on the infotainment system. So this is the new one, and for 2021 model here, which I talked about at the front, there is one change. So you do have this front screen, like the, let's say, the additional home screen, which greets you, and as nice, you can configure the things that you want here in front of you. So yeah, you see this, maybe it's blinking on your screen, but that's not the case in real life, it's just on the phone. But yeah, this is a new feature on the MIB3 Infotainment System, which A3 has. And then here you have the bunch of things. It's you know, as expected. And then here you have a bunch of things, radio stations, DAB, FM. Then moving on, media. Yeah, you could of course insert your USB for your music. Telephone, you can pair your phone. Apple CarPlay, you can actually use wireless Apple CarPlay. Activate Bluetooth. Okay, no, we're not gonna do that right now, but you get the point. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Then the car settings. Here is where you configure various things about your car. We already went through the driving modes. And efficiency assist, well, you can have the eco tips, but I wouldn't want that. AC controls, then the lights and vision. And this is very cool. So this is the optional thing on this particular model. You do need to put on the lights in order to have those. So let's adjust the brightness, and we will change the colors. You have actually 30 colors available. So you see this, it's all changing the color, and on the back as well. So that's nice. For example, Skoda doesn't have it on the back. Second option is this lighter purple. Then my favorite is the strong blue one. Look at these lines, and this does look very nice during the night. You can actually watch my point of view drive of this car during the night. It's impressive. I already drove it, but that one was with the S-Line trim. And then yeah, you get the point. Bunch of options available. Let's take a look at the green one. Also a nice one. But yeah, you can also choose various options. Let's put it to red. So tell me in your comments, what's your favorite ambient light color? And well, yeah, those were the ambient lights. And you can also adjust the, so those were the contours, and then the surfaces underneath here, and on this part here, for example, let's put it to blue one again as well. So you see this changes, but during the day it's hard to see those. You could see it right now. So the surfaces of the doors, and here on the main bridge, let's call it like that. Moving on, so this is the optional thing on this car, but I do recommend you to go for it because it looks so good. It's so relaxing during the night drive. And yeah, I am a big fan of the ambient lights. Then moving on, parking aid, driver assist. You do have a bunch of safety systems as expected from a car like this. Lane departure warning, Audi pre-sense, rest recommendation. You can adjust those in here based on your preferences. Settings, you can actually have the steering wheel button. So this button can be used for something that you like. You can adjust it here, and then service intervals, stuff like that, all will be explained to you here. And yeah, that's about it when we talk about car settings. Speaking about car settings, you could press it here, but you also have the shortcut for the car settings, also for a bunch of other things as well. For the settings, you have this option. Now, display and brightness, we can actually change the view on the on this screen, but this is where like the optional things come to, you know, its full glory. So as I said, this can be 12.3 inch one, the Audi Virtual Cockpit Plus, and then when you change that one, you have a bunch of views available here. You can only adjust the things that you see on your, you know, here on the left. You can have the individual, consumption, average speed, stuff like that. But when you have the Virtual Cockpit Plus, then you would have few styles of the display, even the RS specific one. Yeah, I would recommend you to go for that. if you are interested in something like that. Then the keyboard, sound, system maintenance, software updates, of course, with the new cars, that is also an option. You can have a bunch of users if few people are driving the car. And then the connected services, entertainment, telephone, all can be adjusted here, as well as this clicking sound, which we currently have. I do love that one. Help, users, and messages. So that's about it when we talk about the infotainment system. Tell me in your comments, how do you like it? I do love the fact that those two screens are standard. Personally, I would also go for the bigger one here, but that's just me. But yeah, that's about it. Now we should go at the back seat and see how much space I have there for my knees and my head. So wide angle of the opening. We do have the ambient lights here, as well as this interesting design of the door handles. Door pocket, solid but not the greatest. And here is the rear bench. Let's take a seat. So decent amount of space. Also, you do have this special parts, so that your feet and your knees actually, fit here. This is the view you have on the front. And then, yeah, well, this is the situation. I am comfortable. I do have some space here as well as for my legs. And yeah, I'm 1.87 meters. So I could be comfortable on a longer road trips here without major problems. And let me also show you these air vents, pretty base ones, and then the USB-C ports. 2 of those are here. Unfortunately, there is no net here. Maybe that's an option. Not sure about that. But yeah, kind of hard to put things here. And also there is no middle armrest. So I believe those are the options. And well, yeah, but I do love this front design of the front dashboard. It's so good. Time to check out what's under the hood. So hydraulic struts, unlike the Golf where you need to do it yourself. And this is a well-known 2-liter TDI, and in this case, as I said, producing 116 horsepower. But this car can also be fitted with this engine and more horsepower, 150. And then there is also a bunch of petrol engines available: 1-liter TSI, 1.5-liter TSI, 1.5-liter TSI e-hybrid, so mild hybrid one. And also the classic plug-in hybrid is now reintroduced as well. So bunch of options. Top of the line S3 has over 300 horsepower and a 2-liter TFSI. So various options. Tell me in your comments which engine would you choose. My choice would probably be the 1.5-liter petrol one. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Do subscribe to the channel. Also check out my point of view drive of this car. And that's it. See you on the next video. Bye bye.